Alright, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. This is September 9th as I'm recording this. Hopefully I can get it uploaded in time and onto YouTube. But I really wanted to make this video. I didn't make one last month. I said I was going to try to make one once a month, but depending on how things going, I'll still try to be consistent with it. But I want to make this video because the reason why I'm doing this is because it's something that I'm not comfortable with. And what really got me kind of motivated, I guess, or wanting to just really get myself out there and just try some different things and I guess just be brave with everything, right? If you didn't know, some people may know that I do Lyft drives on the side. I go out, you know how Lyft is, you know, you pick up people or whatever. I meet lots and lots of people all the time. But what really inspires me is when I pick up someone who might be disabled. And at one point, I think it was sometime last month, probably like 3 or 4 days in a row, I had, you know, back to back, you know, picking up people who, you know, couldn't help themselves, or, you know, they needed help or whatever. And when I say disabled, I'm not saying like, I mean just like, you know, it might be somebody that's elder, or somebody that just had surgery or something, or somebody that, you know, whatever, they can't walk on their own. So I've done kind of both, and it's been really kind of an eye-opener, because, you know, every time I pick these people up, and I usually have to get out of my car, and then I have to help them in the car. I'll either put like their cane or their walker or something in the back seat or in the trunk, and help them in there, and then you know, usually they can kind of do everything else on their own. But usually the same story that I always get from those people, because usually I always greet everybody that comes in my car, and I say, you know, how are you doing? And they just, you know, they're just glad to be alive. You know, it could be worse and everything like that. And I just, you know, have to agree, because they're in a position to where they're not as able-bodied as they were before. And to hear them tell their stories, or they just say, you know, it's, you know, so many people take things for granted and everything like that. It really just kind of like, you know, resonates with me with trying to say that, you know, you only get one life, and you definitely want to try to live it the best that you can. And so, you know, I have one guy who, he's probably the most recent, and he was, he said that he had a stroke. He may have been 10 to 15 years older than me. I didn't ask him his age or anything like that. And, you know, he was just really grateful. We had a great conversation. You know, it was actually my last ride. I was going home, and I took him, and it was probably about a 25-30 minute ride or whatever. But just that conversation with him, and he just, you know, I was telling him about my story as far as being in the military, and he was telling me, you know, his times of growing up in San Diego and everything like that. But, you know, the way that he just was just so grateful. You know, he was slow to move. He was very thankful for me helping him, getting him into the car and everything. And he was just really just happy and to be able to talk to somebody. But he was still, you know, he had his wits about him and everything, and he was talking about just being enjoying himself out there. But those types of, when I get people like that, it really just makes me want to you know, keep pushing. And even regardless if I ever got into that situation to where I was disabled or something like that, I still would want to have that same type of energy, the same type of drive to just, you know, regardless of whatever happens, that I'm still here, right? I still got time to do things, right? I'm 42 years old, and I don't consider myself old. I know my kids might think I'm old, and people who are younger than me might think I'm old, but I'm like, I got a good 40 to 50 years left, in my opinion, of being able to do whatever I got to do. And so I just want to put that out there, and I'm going to try to keep, making posts and videos or whatever. But this is just more or less just to kind of talk about the reason why I I'm doing what I'm doing now. I also, trying to grow my photography business. I also talk about the fact that, I shoot portraits and things like that, work with people. But the reason why I do it is because it's hard. Like, it is, I'm not the type of person, most people may have known me, grew up and being kind of a quiet guy, shy, whatever. But usually if I talk on a subject that I know, I can get to talking or whatever. But lots of times, I'm a quiet person. But so trying to talk to people and trying to get them to, react or whatever, and get them in the best way, position or pose or whatever, and lighten them in the best way, is very, very difficult for me. Like, it's much easier for me to just go out and shoot landscapes, shoot some, flowers or something that's an inanimate object or whatever, and that's very easy. Well, I wouldn't say it's easy. Photography is still a skill you have to kind of learn, but it's still something that's very difficult. So that's the reason why I try to push myself to do a lot more portraiture. And I just, I generally like people. I want to be able to show, things that look like me, right? People. So, but, I still try to do everything else in photography. But this is the reason why I do it. And I just, kind of want to put this out there just to say that, if you got goals that you want to try to achieve, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be you trying to get out of your comfort zone and things of that nature. But just keep pushing. Just keep going. And yeah, so that's it. And I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of this kind of cloudy but beautiful morning. I can see the sun about to peek up over the clouds, but we'll see. It's a pretty nice day here. So anyway, if you do like my videos, you can go ahead and subscribe to them, and then click the bell to get notifications for when I make a new video. And I'll talk to you later. All right.